Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's 8:32 and I know that we have our team call at 9. But tonight I just kind of wanted to check in with everybody, see how you're doing. This is day 6 of our Diamond Dirty 30. And I just wanted to see, as show of hands, how many of us feel like we were super successful in taking our business to the next level this week? Show of hands. Don't be shy. And if you weren't, okay. And if you were like maybe like not in down, but like maybe like a here. Okay, that's fair. Crook, I'm looking at you. Okay, I just want to say this. I know sometimes when we have like these big pushes, we're super excited. We're like, yeah, I'm going all in. It's going to happen. And then for whatever reason, it's like maybe like one day you don't get everything to do on your to-do list that you had planned on your action items. And then maybe the next day, like maybe 2 things don't happen. And then like it kind of, you do like this, like, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like with my fitness is what happens to me. I take a few days off and then another day happens. And then before I know it, I roll myself into what I like to call a recovery week where I'm going to start fresh on Monday. It's the same thing that happens in this business. And I just want to tell you, we've run these push to diamond groups so much and it happens. And instead of just like, okay, maybe yesterday wasn't my best day and maybe I didn't get everything I meant to get done, but today's a new day and I'm making it happen. So I just want to encourage you that if last week didn't go great, it's okay. Okay. But we really want you at the end of these 30 days to feel and see a significant difference in your business. And so with that said, every day does count. Don't beat yourself up, but just know, all right, I can't get back that day. So I need to really make sure that I'm focused and ready today. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah. So next week we jump on this call. Hopefully we can have 2 thumbs up that we are like pushing it. Okay. So what I wanted to talk about quickly today was hosting your own What is Coaching events. You know that we ran one last week. If you haven't seen what we did, the link, we can post it for you. We go live in a group, a private group. We invite people to the group and we have like 5 coaches go live sharing not only their story, but what it is we do as a coach. Because a lot of times people don't understand what we do. Honestly, I didn't really understand what this whole job even meant. It's like, okay, you work from home, you're taking selfies, you're working out, like, but what is it that you do, right? So we have to really spell it out for people so that they know what we do as coaches. So here is what I want to see too. By show of hands, I know that we got some like baby coaches, right? That maybe you just signed up last week, but who on here has ever run their own What is Coaching Live event? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So here's your challenge for this week. This Diamond Dirty 30 is we're just going for it. We're getting down and dirty and we're just going for it. So here is your action item. You can tell me in the chat box. We want you to schedule a date. I would like to say this week that you're hosting one. If you're like, oh my gosh, this week I have everything already like planned out. I don't have an open night. The next week at the very latest, pick a date for when you're hosting a What is Coaching Live event. And I will tell you, perfect. Thank you, Tori. Love that. This Tuesday, you are on top of it. Pick a date because here's what's happening. If you don't set a date, it's never going to happen. And you're just going to be getting ready to do it. I just need a little bit more time to get ready. You're as ready as you're ever going to be. I will be super honest with you. When I started this business, I think I made Jessica watch one of my upline Lindsay Matways. I never invited to her business opportunity event ever. I think we watched one to be like, okay, what does this look like? And then we were immediately up and running our own. Were they great? No. But we just went for it. And I can tell you, because you do it the more often that you do it. Is there a number of minimum people? No. One of the first things Jessica and I did was we made a recording of ourselves, literally talking to no one about what is coaching. Right? And then we would always have it there on YouTube. If somebody said they were interested, I could send them a link. But our first ones that we had, we might have had 5 people, maybe. And I'm telling you right now, one of the 5 was definitely my mom. Okay. So no shame in that. Like that's just straight up truth. But honestly, the more you do it, even if no one shows up to your event, do it. Like straight up, even if no one is there except for you, yourself, and I, run the event because you need to have practice telling your story, talking about what is coaching. I suggest going live. You don't have to. We used to run events where we would do posts with just like a blurb of things to read with like a picture. you can absolutely do that. But I'm telling you right now, the most successful events that we've had are when we go live and people can get to know who we are. We share our stories. We share what do we do as a coach. So what is it that we do as a coach? We first and foremost take care of ourselves, right? By eating well, working out, holding ourselves accountable. We run groups where we hold other people accountable, give them the tools that we're using ourselves, and we're just like in it together. And we invite others to join us, whether it be in fitness or running the same business, duplicating what we do. Boom. That's what we do as a coach, right? That's not hard. It's a simple business concept. It's upping your accountability, holding people with you, and inviting them on your journey. Simple, easy peasy, right? And then I would say, what are some things that other people want to know? Okay, how do we make money? Do you know how we make money? I'll be really honest, when I started, I had no idea how we made money. I talked about it, but I literally had no idea. Like Jessica and I don't even know what we said about money. 25% commission, team cycle bonus. At that point, we didn't even really know what a team cycle bonus is, right? But basically, we earn 25% commission off of anything somebody purchased through our website. And then as we build a team and help them to be successful and they get their people results and they're helping people get set up with the tools and the challenge packs of the fitness program and nutrition, Beachbody says, you're helping your team be successful, you get a bonus too. And it's so awesome. It's a great way to earn residual passive income. And it feels good because you're helping people along the way. It can be as simple as that. You don't have to go into every single piece of the compensation plan, but mainly that's how we earn money, right? The next thing I would probably talk about is, what do people tell you? Like, I don't know. I'm just like not a salesperson. It feels really weird and icky. Valid. I'm not a salesperson either. Like if I were to think of myself as a salesperson, I would not be in this. But here's what I say, one of the biggest hesitations I had was that I didn't really want to be a salesperson. It just felt weird and icky. And like, I didn't want to be that person in my newsfeed, because I'm sure you see that in your newsfeed relating to them. But here's the deal. I love these products because they've changed my life. I literally have had the best results and have helped so many people get great results too, that you just want to share. It'd be like saying, get people saying, Raquel, your hair is so thick and shiny. Like, what are you using? And I'm like, oh girl, I got this shampoo. I ordered it off Amazon. It's awesome. You got to try it. It's like Kenra. It's like silk, makes my hair super silky. I'll send you a link. It's awesome. Like I literally send that to people, and I send people to Amazon, and I make no commission. I'm literally selling for that hair company and Amazon, right? So I always tell people it's basically like that, sharing what works for you, and inviting people to join you. If they want to do it, great. And if not, no worries, right? Another thing that I would maybe talk about, another point, if you want to be writing these down, this might be helpful, is time, right? All of us are busy. I literally don't know anyone that's not busy. Like I don't. Like even people that I'm like, are you really busy? Like really? Like, can I see your schedule? Because I really don't think you're that busy. Everyone thinks they're busy. So you got to touch on it. And you need to talk about, how do you fit this business in your day? Because I'm pretty sure none of us on this call are working this business 8 hours a day. We're just not. So you can talk about when do you fit it in? Is it an hour? Do you have one chunk of an hour? Is it power pockets? Like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. What does that look like? And then really break it down for them so that they know, like, I don't have to build this, I don't have to like have a whole big chunk of time to build a business. I can do it in little small increments of my day, right? And then sharing your story of how this business has changed you. Where were you before Beachbody? Where are you now currently? Like how have you improved? How has your life gotten better? And then maybe where you see yourself headed. Because I'll be honest, I know a lot of times the biggest hesitation for new coaches is that like, I haven't had a lot of success yet. What am I going to do? Again, when we started running these events, I had no success yet. Like really, there was nothing really to write home about. I was working a ton of hours in this business and I wasn't making that much money for the amount of time I was putting in. If I broke it down to my hourly rate, like it probably would make me sick, but I'm not going to do that. So it's okay to say, here's where I was before Beachbody. My life is improved because of this. And here's where I see it for myself. And we would talk about, we're not there with the freedom of time and really that financial freedom yet, but that's what we're working towards. And we know it's possible because others on our team have done it and they're paving the way for us. That's completely okay to say. Or maybe it's, I had an extra $200 to pay for my son to sign up for, softball that I probably didn't have. $200 to people can go a long way. Like, I'm still building this business and I have great big dreams for myself, but right now what it's paying for is groceries for my family. And that's awesome. So just sharing those little victories and success and then taking it to where you want to go. And I would honestly say, keep it simple. You don't have to go into so much detail. People want to know your story. You want to kind of evoke some emotion where maybe they can see themselves in your story, and keep it as short as possible, 30 minutes max. And this is something that you could do on your own. Set up a private Facebook group. You could do it on your own, or you could pair up with anyone on our team and run it as a group, or even just 2 people running a What Is Coaching event. And just kind of going back and forth. But don't overthink it. Like I said, 30 minutes max. If you hit all those, topics, you could easily get it done in 30 minutes. And then telling them what's the next step. So the best thing about this business is to get started, you just focus on yourself first, which means you get set up with your own fitness program, your own first month of Shakeology, and your Portion Fix containers to really help you get in your nutrition. And that's the same thing as signing up as a customer. And then I like to say too, like, here's the thing, worst case scenario, you get in this and you decide down the road it's not for you. No big deal. You probably got in really good shape and got connected with an amazing group of incredible women. So really, to me, there is no risk in this because it's win-win. I either build this business and do amazing things for myself and my family, or I just decide to be an awesome participant and get some badass results in a challenge group. Sounds pretty good to me, right? So I would just, like I said, keep it super simple, but set that date. So do we all have a date? I'm like looking in the chat. Yes? Okay, questions for me. Anybody else want to speak up on this? Who's excited about this?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So say I choose to run the event by myself. If I don't have anybody, that wants to run it, I'm hoping I will. But if I do it by myself, would you suggest just going live, like one streaming video and cover all those things, or break it up and do kind of like you guys do in in the events, like a What Is Coaching video, and then end it and wait a little bit, and then
I think if I were one person, I'd probably just keep it running. And I would just give myself an intro before and be like, hi, everyone. My name is Haley. I'm so excited that you're here to learn a little bit about me and my story and how I got started and why. Here's a few things that I'm going to cover. And at the end, I'd love for you to stick around because I'm going to be giving those who stick around at the end, I'm going to be giving away a sample of my most favorite Energize. Give them something to stick around for at the end. Not that you need to do that, but that might be a good enticement. That way they're like, ooh. Or, at the end, I'm going to share with you something super personal that I haven't really shared with anyone else. Maybe that's when you share your story. So I hope that you'll stick around to the end as I kind of share more of my heart with you. Because if I heard that, I'd be like, well, I kind of want to hear what she hasn't really shared with everyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
That's great.
Raquel, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I know y'all done these in several different formats, like the live or the videos or over 3 days. Have you found that one format works better?
So I will say, one of the things that we talked about at VIP Rally that Genevieve talked about is evolving. And I will say at certain points, they've all worked really well. We used to run that live event with just the posts and the words, and that was like money for almost a good year. Like that was clutch. Even the 3-day events, that was really good. Right now, I will say going live is working. So that's what we're doing. But that's not to say in a couple of months it might change. But for us right now, I think going live is working best.
Okay.
Anybody else? Questions?
The people that I've had tune in to the live events, the thing that has scared them off the most is when y'all talk about the amount of time you put into the business, talk about, 2 hours a day. That's scared off a lot of people for me, but yet I don't want people doing it that aren't willing to make a commitment, so it's a tricky balance.
It is a tricky balance. Okay, so I will say this. I kind of learned, I think Jessica can say the same thing. When we first got in, we really downplayed how much we worked. We were showing the glamour, we glamorized it. And I think literally I don't think I really have anybody from my first year of coaching other than Genevieve and Jessica for that reason, because then they realized, oh crap, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And like, it does take a while and it does take time. So I think we've kind of changed the way we talk about it. And I'm super real with people. Like, I did have to make sacrifices. I did wake up an hour earlier and I did stay up later at night. But I found that the people I recruit now are now recognizing that. Like, I don't get the same like, oh, you know, it's just not for me, and do the fade out. Like, I'm just so busy. I don't have time. I'm overwhelmed. I find that that weeds them out for me.
Okay.
And so while it can be frustrating because you're like, God, I'm not like getting my people, I'd rather do that than be on the other end where I've worked with people, spent a lot of time with them just for like 4 months down the road for them to recognize it's not a good fit for them. And then it's like, okay, nobody wins there. But, you know, I also feel like people, you know, I did work in increments. I didn't have a chunk of 2 hours to sit and work my business. I think when you hear 2 hours, that sounds like a lot. But if it's like 30 minutes here, maybe 45 here, and 30 or an hour at the end of the day, it seems more doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else? Rachel, Jen?
Are y'all good with how to invite to these events? Because I think what could be really good is tonight, maybe in the like on a post or something, or maybe tonight and tomorrow y'all do an example and we can try and give feedback. But the big thing is you have to make a post and then be talking about it and be excited. So even if you feel like, okay, well, I don't have a team and I'm adding to my team, be so specific of who you're looking for. Because again, I think Raquel and Jess and, you know, they'll say the same thing as just wanted anyone to join. And obviously some of you right now are probably feeling that way, but the more specific of like how you work the business and how you are and what you're looking for. Like, for example, you know, I'm looking for 5 women that are ready to put in some extra work so they can take care of their family down the road, that are willing to add in 2 hours of their day knowing they can pay off debt and credit card debt, or take their family on a vacation without worrying about paying for it. You know, if you say that in your post, you're going to get those people that see that and are like, I will put in the work because we haven't taken a family vacation yet. And I didn't think that this is what being a mom would be like. So yes.
Jen, how far in advance do you start breadcrumbing these events?
Breadcrumbing should be every day. You should post about the coach opportunity, but I usually do it like the Sunday or Monday morning before the week of the event.
Okay.
And like the week before, I mean, y'all should do it this week just because time is of the essence, you know, because even if you don't get a lot of people in the event, during the event, you're on IG story, like events about to happen. You talk about it leading up to it every single day. Afterwards, you're like, oh my gosh, what an amazing event. And then you're still getting people basically that whole week that are talking to you. So definitely tonight it's already kind of late and we know that. But tomorrow, Monday morning, Monday noon, Monday evening, I get a lot of traction for things, and that's what I do. And then every day you're talking about it. Like, how are you guys getting it? And really talking about who it is that you're looking for. Because if you glamorize it like we used to do, you're not going to get the people in there that you want to work with. So think of it as like, who are the people that you want to sit on this Zoom call with that you're like, okay, I need you to get to Emerald this week. Like, who are those people that you're going to talk to and say that to? So what does that, you know, who does that look like? You know, you say, you know, who are willing to sometimes, you know, get up early for their health and stay up late to build a business for their family. I mean, that's who you're looking for. And it's okay for us to say that, not, you know, get paid to work out, you know, because that's literally what I used to say. And that wasn't effective because I literally lost an entire team from that.
But I would also say, yes, public posts. I'm about to do one too that I'm talking to a specific woman. You'll see I'm about to post it. But I would say also personal invites do so well. But you have to make it personal to them. I don't invite just everyone because I don't want to just work with everyone. So if I'm inviting you, to me, and maybe this is how I talk myself up, like, you should feel excited that I invited you. Like, I feel like they should be like, oh my God, you thought of me. Like, that's how I feel, because I don't just invite everyone. So I will send a personal invite and say, hey girl, I've just been thinking about you and this opportunity, and I just feel like I would love to work with you. I don't know if this has been on your radar, if you would ever want to earn an income from home, but I just think you would be so great at this because I love what you post on your newsfeed. You're super positive. You're a mom like me. I feel like we can connect on a deeper level. Would you be open to hearing more about my story and what I do? And the key also there is how you phrase it. Like, why would she be good? Why would you want her on your team? And would you be open to hearing more about my story? No one wants to say, no, I'm closed off, right? No one's like, no, I'm not open to that. I mean, if nothing else, sometimes I feel like I've had people that are like, okay, I guess I'll listen. And then later, like, oh my God, like I didn't, like I really related to your story or whatever. But those personal invites are key for sure. So public, you got to be publicly talking about it, breadcrumbing coaching, why you love it, coming out direct, who you're looking for specifically, and then also behind the scenes, because I think a lot of times people don't have the confidence to think that they can do what they want. Like I talk about Rachel, we always laugh about this, but I really thought she'd make a great coach. I wouldn't have asked her otherwise. But she, at that point in her life, wasn't confident enough, or I don't know what it was, to think that she could do it. But, sometimes it takes somebody asking you and really being like, no, you'd be great at this.
Also, talking on your IG story, if you guys do Snapchat and Instagram, just talking a little bit about your story, not too much, because some people will be like, ugh, she's talking too much. But then because at retreat, I talked about social media. So let's talk about the picture that you're going to post, because you could have this awesome content, but if your picture is bad, no, it's just not going to work. So I think, for those of you, your why should be really showing in that picture. Or it's like, if you have a really awesome picture of you and some other coaches from the retreat that looks really good, not just like a selfie sitting at the table, but something like that, like, that looks really cool. Or it's like you and your family, but like a nice photo. Things that we have done is, looking for, now accepting applications can work sometimes. Like you have to try a few different things, and stuff bites, some stuff doesn't. But eye-catching, a really nice photo. It can't just be a regular old selfie or something like that. It has to have some pop to it. And so if y'all want to post those pictures in Team VIP and hashtag, Dirty 30, and if you want to tag me, I'm fine. I'll give it to you straight. I mean, that's if you want that, but I mean, I'll be nice too, but you know what I mean? Anyway, rambling. Make sure the picture is really, really good and pops. So not just, one thing too that I'll do is like sitting on my couch with the coffee mug and my laptop. Like that's an idea. Tell, you with other coaches, you working out, but like a really nice picture. Like it has to be like you're in front of a wall and it looks really cool or something like that. Like maybe you are working out with your kids jumping on you, kind of thing is always cute because you're doing it for them, for your family. So that's kind of ideas. I don't know if anyone has any other ideas for posts. I know Raquel and Jessica just posted theirs last week, so you can go through. And I believe theirs was family based. But if you don't have a family like me, I post usually with my computer, coffee mug. I don't know if anyone has any other ideas.
I think the most important thing, and where people, I think you get paralyzed in not running the coaching opportunity, is you feel like you don't have all your ducks in a row. The most important thing is just to be genuine to where you are right now in your life stage, in your coaching business, because at every stage of the coaching business, there's a reason for people to get on board with what you're doing. And at every stage in life, you are attracting a different person. So I think sometimes we feel like, or you're looking at Genevieve and you're saying, okay, well, I can't do that cool couch picture or whatever, but you have something else to bring to the table. Whereas, Rachel has a totally different vision that she brings. And, you know, Raquel and I we've got that family thing, but just think of why are you important? Think of that formula that Rachel talked about at Rally and put that in your coaching opportunity post. So what's that pain point? What would get you to get excited about joining a coach opportunity post? And please post your examples, your content, and literally tag Jen. She has incredible feedback about photos and will be able to just tell you, okay, do this instead. So don't like take that offer and run with it, because that will help so much. Because if you put so much into your content and nobody looks at it because it's like a weird blurry picture, it's a waste. And you feel like, man, I did it wrong. But you didn't. You just have to be able to catch it on social media, because that's just the game that we're playing. And that's not a bad thing. It is what it is, and we have to learn it. And it takes practice, and it takes putting yourself out there to say, okay, this feels a little weird, feels a little uncomfortable, and those are usually the best ones. So take that advice.
Good. So I cannot wait to see these posts go up for you to set that date. And if you need help with the topics of what to talk about, let us know. We can post them in Team VIP. But you are really as ready as you're ever going to be. And the more times you do it, the better it's going to be. I can literally tell my story probably half asleep at this point, because I've said it so many times. And that's what I want for you. For it can be super easy for you to share why coaching is amazing, your story, what it's done for you, and your vision long term. Cool?
If anyone is looking to partner up, like post in Team VIP, #Dirty30, the date you want to do, who wants in.
Yeah.
Like, we got to work together. We're stronger together. We're all in this. So do it.
And if you feel like you need a backbone, like if you feel like you need a Raquel or a Jen or a Rachel or a me, we will get on your event. Just ask. Like if you feel like you need that like backbone to help you close or to help you bring the heat, we've practiced a lot. So and we're happy to jump on and like help. You just have to say, hey, would you mind doing this portion? Because I feel like, you know, I'm a little shaky. We get it. Don't be afraid to ask.
Jen's available every night this week.
Girl, Jen is your girl. If you need anything, Jen.
Literally all day, all night.
Okay, I'll see you on Team VIP call. Okay, bye.